they plan to make history here this evening.
What's going on, everybody? Week 4 of the NFL season is here. Last week, pretty good week for me. I was 4-1. 4-1 2 weeks in a row. 8-2 in the last 2 weeks. So I'm on a roll. How are you?
2-2.
But he's good on his college picks.
Should have been 3-1.
Eh.
Refs really screwed the Rams.
The cat has decided to join us.
Hey, Kitty.
Kitty, have a seat. Cat was perfect as always. This week is a little bit different for me because our Rams aren't playing, so I have nobody to pick on. So I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to do this week. But before we get started, I was kind of doing a little research on some Rams, and St. Louis before the year decided to call itself Sack City. And they went so far as to actually trademark Sack City. I was just kind of researching. I was like, people are still doing this? And I went on, like the Rams actually trademarked Sack City because it was going to take off. Well, in honor of us being the home of Sack City, St. Louis, as far as also home of Riots and soon-to-be Stanley Cup champion Blues.
World Series champion Cardinals.
I don't know about that. They can't hit. We're going to do a total throughout the year for how many sacks Sack City actually has. Now, granted, these numbers are going to seem a little inflated because this is 3 games in.
I know what they have.
And, you know, we're starting in week 3. We should have started this week 1 so we could keep up. But in honor of Sack City here in St. Louis, here we go. Number of sacks this year so far.
Sack!
That's 1. We got 1 right now. Sack City has 1 sack in 3 games. So, and that was by the rookie.
Yeah.
Goldberg.
Goldman.
What's his name? Goldstein or Goldstein?
Goldstein.
Who's the guy? I can't think of the guy's name right now.
You're throwing me off saying Gold. Are you talking about the rookie Aaron Donald?
Donald. Oh, I'm thinking the guy from Mizzou.
Yeah, Marcus Golden.
Man, he was hurt. He was hurt. That's why Missouri probably lost.
Yeah, different show. Go watch the college show.
Yeah, yeah, go watch the college show. So that's what we have right now. 1 sack for the total for the year. Cat's fired up about it.
Well, you had the second sack that didn't count because our defensive end took on a receiver who went out to block him and then released to go out to catch a ball, and they called holding on him when all he did was touch him and then sack the quarterback. Anyways, that's enough about last week.
1 sack still by the total.
Terrible errors.
I don't know what this cat's doing. He hasn't been in any video, so he's a little fired up. Let's go ahead and get started with our picks. Like I said, I'm 8-2 in my last 2 weeks. I was 3-2 the first week. So what does that make me? 11-4. Math does the body good.
Mm-hmm.
For my first pick, I am going to take the Atlanta Falcons. Looking better than last year right now. They're going to Minnesota. Minnesota has a new quarterback in Bridgewater. I don't look for much offense from Minnesota, and I really think the Falcons are just starting to hit their stride. Kind of what I thought they were going to do last year when I thought they improved their defense a little bit, but they actually didn't. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Falcons -3 going to Minnesota. I think Minnesota's going to have a little time trying to find itself. No Adrian Peterson. You know, you don't have a great established running game for a new quarterback. I think you're going to run into some problems. And even though it's on the road, give me the Falcons -3.
I'm going to start out in the NFC North. You've got Green Bay going on the road to Chicago. I say 2 good offensive teams. I don't know what the hell happened to Green Bay last week. They only scored 7 points. Green Bay's favored by 2 points here. I even looked at the over-under. I think it's around 54, and I thought about it, but last week scared me. I look at Chicago, and I really like their offense. I think with Forte, I think he'd have a breakout game this week. I think Lacey could too.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know you don't like him. The thing that worries me about Chicago is their secondary. They're so banged up. They have so many injuries. I think Green Bay can exploit that. I like Green Bay -2 on the road here.
For my second game, this is this has been one that you've been struggling with up till last week. I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints going to the Big D. They're -3. They're 3-point favorites on the road So far on the road, the Saints have not covered it all, but they haven't faced a defense like the Dallas Cowboys. And even though the Dallas Cowboys had a win last week, they still gave up 31 runs. Or 31 runs? That was a lot of home runs.
Yeah, a lot.
They gave up 31 points to the St. Louis Rams with a rookie quarterback. Oh, not a rookie quarterback, but a third-string quarterback. Not that great of a talented group of wide receivers. And, I mean, he just tore them up. Now you got Drew Brees coming into town with a billion weapons. I think this is going to be one of the deals where I think Dallas at home, I don't know for whatever it is, I just don't think they're going to play as well at home for some reason. I have no idea what it is. They get on the road, they do all right. But at home, look for the Saints just to slap a 40 on them or something. And with the 40 being slapped on Dallas, I still think Dallas can score against the Saints defense, who has their old defensive coordinator, which you would think, which one is he, Rex or Rob? I'm confused.
It's Robert.
Rob Ryan, which you would think, coming from Dallas, he would have a little something for Tony Romo. I don't think Rob Ryan's that talented of a guy. Who was our defensive coordinator for, 10 minutes?
Something like that. Before he went in and turned his key in.
Yeah, and so look for this one to go way over 54.5. I know that's a big number, but give me the over. If it was 60, I might take it. That's why I'm just thinking this is going to be a fun game, but give me the Saints -3 and give me the over at 54.5.
Well, you know what? I had that one later on, but I'll go ahead and do it now. I've got New Orleans, Dallas going over 44.5.
Yeah, who cares?
Last year, I think Brees had 396 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, I know you can't go from year to year and assimilate that that's going to happen again. But just like you said, seeing what Dallas defense did last week, which was really nothing other than the 2 late turnovers, don't get me started. It's more on Davis than their defense. But Brees is not going to do that. I see this being a high-scoring game.
It's covered the over twice in the last 3 years, I think it's said. And I think the Saints have actually covered both times, too, against Dallas in the last 3 years also.
Yeah.
Next up for me, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I only got 4 this week. I got the Bucs and Steelers game. I'm going to go ahead and take the under 45.5. The Bucs are horrible. I just don't see them scoring enough points, and look for the Steelers, even though they put up a monster number on Thursday night when they played last time against Carolina, which has a good defense. I would just see a real lopsided game, but in that being said, I think it's going to be all Steelers, and the Bucs just don't get on the board. So go ahead and give me the under 45.5.
Yeah, and I've got this on mine too, but not the over/under. I've got Pittsburgh -7.5.
Yeah.
I think Doug Martin might play this week, they said. But irregardless, I just don't see Tampa doing a lot. So with Pittsburgh, you've got the 2-head monster, Bell and Blunt at running back. You've got Roethlisberger, Brown. Marcus Wheaton didn't do a lot last week, but I like him. I just don't see them having any problems with Tampa Bay. So I'm taking Pittsburgh to cover 7.5 at home. And then my last game, I've got Tennessee going on the road to Indianapolis. Indianapolis favored by 8 points. And I know if we look at the way the teams have played lately, you kind of just assume Indianapolis here. But the last several years, Tennessee has played Indy tough at Indy. So 8 points to me is a lot. I think Tennessee's going to look better this week than they played last week. I like Tennessee +8 on the road at Indianapolis.
Yeah, and also if you've looked at Indy's defense fantasy-wise, I think they were negative points the first 2 weeks, and then last week they threw up a big number, but they were playing Jacksonville, which is pretty much a minor league team according to the rest of the NFL. So Indy's defense not that great. I mean, when you play shitty teams, everybody's defense is good, but. That's all we got for this week. Before we get out of here, the YouTube Prognosticator League, which B Daddy J right now is basically the league's butthole, and everybody running train on it.
Are we winless?
We are winless.
I had nothing to do with the selecting of the players. I just want that to be known.
We are winless in this stupid-ass league right now. The problem is we're getting scored on. Everybody brings their A fucking game when they show up to play us, but right now we're that almost kind of not that pretty girl in the neighborhood, and all the boys are just coming and getting their fill right now.
No, we're not the pretty girl. we're the fat girl who's got to give for slump busters.
But right now, and then week 4 is not starting out that pretty. Last week we played Mears from the Mole and Mears show, and I even sent out a little tweet. I thought for sure that was going to be our week. We actually did all right scoring-wise, but came up on the short end with another big week. I think he's undefeated, and Mears is he's the girl of their group. I don't know. He's the wife of their 2 girls. He's the little beardy guy. Most people get him
Just
confused.
because he's little and has a beard doesn't mean he's a wife. I mean, I know most women have a shadow, but
But he whipped our ass, and right now, Bridgewater's finest, Justin, I think he's a Canadian, he just got the tip in last night because he stuck a 16 on us with Victor Cruz, and our freaking...
my name is not associated with this team at all with all this ass right there.
You're the B.
I'm 10-5 in my 5 leagues combined, so I'm doing fine.
I'm doing fine in the other one. It's just this league here. I guess it's just St. Louis on a national stage. Just,
You lost to me.
oh, that's my only loss, actually. That's bullshit.
Oh.
But yeah, we're down 16-1 after Thursday night. We got lucky a little bit. We dodged a bullet. He had Eli Manning sitting on the bench. Big night last night. But he's got Drew Brees against Dallas, which could be just as bad. So who knows? We might be 0-4. Fuck it. But I think we got Gio Nose coming up around the corner, so maybe that'll be the first win. He roots for Minnesota. He's kind of in the same boat. Of course, Minnesota beat St. Louis there. Oh, god damn it.
34-6, I know.
All right, that's all we got. Twitter's at STL Jason Lee. I don't remember. Last thing I think I tweeted was the New Orleans thing. I haven't been on there since. So the blue season's right around the corner, so I might be getting a little fired up for that. Nice being down 4-0 after the first period. Way to go, Elliot.
Yeah, I saw that. What the hell? And I don't tweet, so...
Yeah, I do. But anyway, Friday, hopefully this will be up pretty soon. Until next week. See you guys.
Yeah.